The Senate votes to shoot down the Republican skinny bill of $500 billion. The IRS sends out 9 million letters to taxpayers that have not claimed their stimulus check, and President Trump wants more executive orders to issue out unemployment checks. This is your next stimulus check news, September 10th, 2020. My name is Sam Kwok, one of the Kwok Brothers. Welcome back to your next stimulus check news. So first thing, and this is what you guys have been wanting, the Senate shoots down the Republican skinny bill with a 52 to 47 votes. So there's been 52 votes by Republican. Only one Republican voted against the skinny bill. Now, the bill needed 60 bills to move forward and to pass and, of course, be moved over to the House side, which we'll get to that one in just one sec. But even if it's passed, it has to go through the U.S. House, and U.S. House has to pass it. Now, the critical challenge with that is the U.S. House is controlled by the Democrats, and of course, the Democrats have been opposing the Republican skinny bill. In fact, any Republican bill, the Democrats have been opposing it. Now, the Democrats are largely opposing it mainly due to the liability protection and tax credit for home schools. So right now, no stimulus bill is likely at this point. Even with the larger stimulus bill that's being negotiated right now, there's no agreement, and there's $900 billion, nearly $1 trillion of separation from finding an agreement. Again, we've been covering this in our show for the last few days, that the $900 billion pretty much comes down to the state and local funding, and that's what the Democrat senators and lawmakers want. The Republican senators and lawmakers do not want additional funding for state and local government. But there's still hope. Bigger stimulus checks and package can still be passed, but it is unlikely right now because what is overshadowing this topic, and that is the government funding, which if there's no funding and budget passed by October, then we may experience a government shutdown. And of course, election pretty much puts drama on everything. Therefore, President Trump says that Democrats purposely don't want any stimulus package because it just makes them look good. I don't know how you guys think about that. Leave your comments and feedback down below. We'd love to hear about what your thoughts are. We rely on a lot of you guys and what you have to say and your opinion when it comes to drafting our show. So leave your thoughts and comments down below. Definitely help us out with what type of news and updates you guys want us to provide. Now, what the Senate did vote on and passed is that you need to go ahead and smash the like button on this video, turn that like button blue, give us a thumbs up, help us out with our YouTube algorithm. Our goal is to get this update out to as many people as possible so that they understand what's going on and they're informed so that they can make a positive decision. Second thing, the IRS sends letters to 9 million people asking them to file their 2018 and 2019 tax return in order for them to claim their stimulus check. So approximately 9 million tax filers have not claimed their stimulus check, and that's the $1,200 check or the $2,400 check if you're married or you're filing jointly. And this is from the previous CARES Act, which was passed in March. So there's already 9 million people that have not gotten the checks. Chances are you guys may have to either file 2018, 2019 taxes or apply to be a non-filer. Now, according to the IRS, about 160 million taxpayers have already received the payments. Now, a little funny and I guess kind of a sad news, and that is dozens of Austrian citizens have received the American $1,200 stimulus checks. I mean, go figure. I guess Austrians are now qualified for the stimulus checks too. And obviously, this is an error. This was a mistake made by US Treasury. So according to ORF, which is the Austrian Broadcasting Network Company, 45 checks have been cashed in at local banks in Austria. Now, I'm not talking about Australia. That's a different country. This is Austria, which is a country next to Germany. And none of the people who have received the checks are US citizens. So at this point, I don't really trust the government to do anything when it comes to stimulus checks because they clearly made a mistake by sending these individuals 45 checks. And of course, Austria and US Treasury Department is working out a plan to fix this. Who knows what's gonna happen. Now, the last update I have for you guys for tonight is that President Trump wants more executive orders to be signed to pass even more funding or reallocate funding from elsewhere to get more funding for the unemployment checks since the FEMA funding is now starting to dry up a little bit. Now remember, inside the FEMA Disaster Relief Fund, $44 billion was what we started with before August. Now, according to the President Trump's executive order that he signed for the unemployment benefit, as soon as the FEMA funding dropped down to $25 billion, the program must stop and cease any payments from there. So as you imagine, we're getting pretty close to that $25 billion pretty soon, and once it runs out, it runs out. So President Trump is finding ways to create more executive orders so that he can create more funding for the unemployment benefit and extension of perhaps another $300 a week for hopefully the remaining of the year, because that's what we've been counting on with the skinny bill. So with all that being said, it's definitely still possible that we could see a stimulus proposal on the table or introduced by either party at this point. But since there's a strong stalemate in opposition and disagreement as to what needs to be in the next stimulus package, it's very unlikely. And we've already spent weeks and months in trying to negotiate the next stimulus package, which I'm deeply saddened by this, because apparently the politicians can come very quickly together when it comes to passing something that is in their best interest, but not in the best interest of the American people. So I don't know how you guys feel about this. Leave your comments down below. We'll love to hear your frustration, your hope. I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts in general. So with that being said, that is all the update I have for you guys today. We'll keep you guys updated as far as what's happening throughout the week. Senate is still in session, and U.S. House will be in session starting September 14th, which means that we'll have a lot more updates and information coming down the pipeline. Definitely subscribe to our channel if you guys want that information in a very quick fashion, straight to the point, and I don't take either side. So I want to give you guys the facts, the information. Definitely subscribe to our channel if you guys want the latest issues. So with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow's update. Take care now.